My goal is to make a difference in someone's life every single day.
It's ministry that brought me here. I've got the core values, the mission statement. I've got those posted in my office. So when people come in my office, they see those, they ask me about it. And, I know that's something that the sisters for a long time have said, how are we going to continue this when we have fewer and fewer sisters? There's an element of faith that you still have to continue to live by as a faith-based organization. And every day I see that in action. And that's what keeps me here through all the changes.
So I actually did my graduate internship in the ER before I started and kind of fell in love with the mission, values, everything of Covenant, especially it being a faith-based hospital because that's something that's important to me too. And so, I got to kind of see things while I was still in school, getting my master's, learning all that, seeing, people praying with patients, things like that. And so once I graduated, chose to apply and everything, got the position, and I love it.
My goal is to make a difference in someone's life every single day. And it doesn't matter if it's my caregiver, if it's a patient, if it's a visitor, doesn't matter.
I love what I do, and I love the place I do it. Dealing with dying people and helping them and their loved ones to say goodbye, to finish up what they might want to do and live as possible, as long as possible. That is just very meaningful.
I like doing the service for the patients because if you're a patient or if I was a patient, I want them to have everything they need for when they come in. So I love doing my job. So I've never left.
Mainly the positions that I like working with, and there's still a few employees that I've worked with for a long time that we're kind of like a team. So we get together and we try to make this OR run good, and they're still there with me.
The people, my coworkers and stuff. I don't think I'd develop a very good kinship and relationship with all of them and stuff. And I think it's my fellow coworkers that probably keep me here and satisfied.
One of them probably particularly is a kid now that's, oh my goodness, she's going into high school, I believe. But she was, when she was very young, had just been born, was diagnosed with a very rare disease. So we had seen her as a patient off and on. I mean, the Children's Hospital her mom would always say this was their vacation home. And they knew everybody in the hospital and everybody knew them. And just having walked with that family for 10, 12 years through things and gotten to know the family and how much they loved this system and the people here and just the physicians that took care of that family. And the last time I saw her, she was, like I say, she's getting ready to go into high school and has definitely had this life that you would not have expected from someone with the disease that she had. Just that family interaction with them and getting to know them and their other kids and just became kind of part of that family.
Well, there was one patient probably about 6 years ago that was having eye surgery by Dr. Calkins. And before that kid, he went to surgery. The kid before him was way out of control. The family of the next patient and the kid kind of heard and saw what was going on. So they were they were a little spooked when they went to surgery. So we had to reassure that kid, that was just kind of an off situation. So he got his pre-op. He went to surgery. He did really good. And we were at a Tech football game about 6 months after that. And he had given 2 Tech football hats as a promotional. There was running some promotion at the game. And he wanted me to have one of those Tech football hats that it was given to him at the game, just because he remembered me from taking care of him at the hospital, kind of reassured him and his family that things were going to be okay. So remember that patient. So it was kind of a special moment.
I take my patients milkshakes and homemade bread, and because we all like to get stuff. And, one little man right now likes a pineapple milkshake, and you can get those at Dairy Queen. And so bringing them things that make them smile is really a connection and a way for me to begin providing spiritual care and support. After I gave him his pineapple shake, he asked his wife to put it in the freezer and then talked about how he has recently been calling his brother, his friends, his buddies to thank them for what they have meant to him, and to say that he knows his days are limited and he doesn't want to leave this earth without telling his loved ones how much he cares. And he said Michael, who's one of our great nurses, told him that at this point just to focus on living and not worry as much about dying. And this work actually keeps me young, I think. But it is holy work. And I tell my children, all we have is our good word. And in this world, and if people find out that your word isn't good, you really don't have anything. So we need to keep our good word and keep the mission